Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. Today, we're back on Astraeos with castles, keeps, and forts, and a lot has changed since the last stream, as you might be able to tell. Last stream, I think we had a total of 2 houses here. Yeah, I think it was 2 last stream. There's a few more now. I've been building a lot in CKF last week. I've done a lot of update videos on the town and trying to get through all the edits of these builds. But yeah, we've got a lot of new things. Last time we built the little house at the end. As you can see, we have some new additions like a pub, a little tavern, blacksmith, guard post. There's a lot of new additions, and I've started painting the roofs to get a little bit more variety here with yeah, the colors there, and they actually work very well. The painting these structures is very nice. So definitely want to keep playing around with those, and I feel like I'm very comfortable now with the mod and getting the builds in a timely manner the way I want them. I will say it's a lot easier and a lot faster if you're not streaming and trying to talk to people at the same time. But today I'll do a little update. We'll do a little walk around of the town. I do have some plans on how to continue it. We have a lovely start of a village, I would say, along the river side here. We have one of the bridges. I did end up removing the first build we originally did because it was just kind of not working in the right scale, so it's gone now. We have the blueprint here for a little bridge, as you can see, with the drawbridges, which are quite cool. I even made a little gate here as an entrance to the village, or at least this part of the village. And I've started laying out some foundations for some stairs going up to this cliff, because I think the cliff is probably a perfect place for like a little church or something. I feel like that's probably something a village like this would need. So yeah, we got that ready, and now that we have some buildings here, we are also ready to kind of transition from this more structured street into the farm side. So we can make the farmhouse, we can make an apiary for the beekeeping, and we can make a windmill at some point as well. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, we have a lot of options on what to do, but first let's take a good look around at everything. But first of all, hello there everyone. Hello there, welcome in. How are you doing? Perfect time for a CKF stream. Yeah, it's always a good time for one, isn't it? There we go. Hello there. Hello. Yeah, good church. Yeah, that's a good location for a church, right? Like a little bit higher up. So I feel like that's appropriate. And it wasn't too difficult to get like a little staircase up to there. So yeah, that's actually quite a nice little addition. But let's take a little look around the town, around the village. I have not done any decorations inside the buildings yet. I'm still waiting for the deco mod of Aaron Longstaff to really go crazy, and as well some extra additions to CKF itself. But we do have a lot of life on the streets. I do like this little gatehouse that I added, and of course drawbridges are a cool function, but didn't do anything special there yet. But yeah, we have a little gatehouse here with like a double gate. So we have this one, and then we have the wooden one as well. So basically a double one, and then you have like a potential little guard post where they could stand here, and I would probably make like a little ladder here so that they could cross at the top as well, because I mean, there is a little bit of room. So maybe like a little bedroom there, so that if one is watching, the other one could be sleeping, maybe kind of guard post like that. But yeah, we got a nice little entrance here, and then it kind of just goes into the landscape. I do think that I might add like a logging site here, lumber site here, because it feels perfect, because we could have connection with the water, maybe an extra water wheel build, and then there is some room here to do some lumber related things there. So there we go. So let's take a little walk around the town. It's looking very nice. Well, thank you. So yeah, we have the blacksmith right here on the corner. Really like the way that turned out. And I've added this little sign, and I added a taxidermy Anki on top of it, because I figured if I don't have custom like deco things yet, I feel like this is a pretty good addition, and it brings in the ARK a little bit with the dinosaur, you know. I thought that was a little nice little touch there. So yeah, we got the blacksmith building, and actually I really like the way this build looks here, with like the little workshop in the front and the building itself with the layers in there. Quite happy with the way that turned out. And yeah, we have a little workplace here, so some of the dwarven stuff I've used, the dwarven builder mod, I've used as placeholders, as decoration. I think they're working on some he's working on some stuff for CKF as well, for forges and stuff. So but for the time being, we have this forge just to kind of get the right touch and kind of get the right idea there. And then we have a lot of like decorations around the combination of all the different crates and barrels from CKF, but also the normal barrels, of course. We got some of the hay from the Western Deco mod. The carts are also from the Western Deco, and really helps you just kind of fill in the corners. Of course, JVH landscaping definitely helping out with all the greenery, bringing a lot of life into the builds as well. Which I think is really fun. And then we have this part, which I really like. We can walk underneath it to kind of get from one side to the other. And then this is the big guard post. I'm quite happy with this building. There's a lot of interesting things happening on this one, I think. Yeah, just quite happy with the way that one turned out. And then we have this little corner to the pub. I added a Dinotherium there because they like bear. So felt appropriate, but I kind of like what these kind of custom signs do, because they add a little bit of character to the builds as well, I think. So yeah, we've got more decorations around here too. Then we have, of course, the dock levels as well, with a few docks. I wish there was like smaller boats. I wish we had some smaller things, because rafts are quite big. Some smaller boats would be really nice. I know later in ARK we'll get them. But yeah, for now, maybe we'll have to just build a boat or something without a raft or anything. I don't know. Might do it at some point. But yeah, I like the little signs we've made. And we got one more. This is the one I started with, the prancing pony sign. I felt that was appropriate. This is the last build I did. I really like this last building that we have here, which is kind of the last building that transitions the main street here into the pathway for the farmland. You can also see we got some nice... Oh, we got some... Hello, please, can I move? There we go. We've got some nice like bushes here in the front, adding some greenery in. So yeah, I really like the look of this. It has a little like stable here to the side, so if you're visiting you can park your horse there. And especially this angle on this side, I really like this. It has a little bit of everything, the wooden structures, the stone structures, the village there, and I really like the roof as well. I've made some nice additions to the roof to kind of break it up here, especially this little one. I don't know, I just really like the way that turned out. So yeah, this is kind of my new gem. This is my favorite. I mean, you can definitely tell that I've starting to really understand the mod and all the options, and got a little grate here as well. I've got some like pillars in the stone to just blend it in a little bit more with the village stuff, which is a really nice way as well. But yeah, quite happy with this all. You can see this is the start of like a road out of the town. Kind of like the transition here. Feels natural enough that it isn't too weird. So yeah, we have that, and then we have a lovely prancing pony sign. You know, felt appropriate because I didn't really have a purpose for the building necessarily, but in the end it kind of made sense that it's going to be like an inn where you can spend the night if you arrive in town. And then yeah, we have the inside. We have no decorations, as I said yet, but we have a decent amount of space, so we could have like a little storage area here, pantry maybe, and then a little room here as well. And then we have the next layer, which would be quite cozy with the fireplace. Then we got this room over here. We got another room over there. So this one is a little bit more complicated because of all the layers I created, but I managed to tie them all together in the end, which is the most important thing, I suppose. And yeah, that's definitely turned into quite a nice little building. But yeah, that made sure that we are on the edge of town. So basically that means now that I can both start expanding and start working on the actual farm areas that we've been wanting to start for a little bit, and we can do the church at some point, we can do the lumber side, the logging side, and then of course we still have a little bit of space that we need to fill in here as well. And we have bridge, which means that we do want a little bit of the village here, but I've got a different plan for this side of the village. So this side is what I'm gonna all work on myself and gonna do the streams or videos on, so you can kind of follow along and hopefully get some inspiration for your own builds. But this side, I'm actually thinking that I might invite some people along and do some building together, like I did for the Christmas village. And I think I might try and time-lapse it all so that we still get some fun content out of it. But yeah, everything has been steadily growing. So I think today I would really like to get started on the farm areas. So we got a few builds that will be in this general area, which is going to be an apiary. So we need some kind of like little workplace, probably, and a little cottage, a little cabin where the beekeeper lives, and then a little field with a few of the bee related things. That would be really cool. And then at some points, of course, we're gonna have to have like a farmhouse somewhere. We're definitely gonna have a windmill here, and then maybe if we have room, we might do like a barn, so that we have like a nice little barn, which could also serve as like a dino pen, maybe, if we take it back into ARK. But yeah, we have a decent amount of like open-ish space here, which I want to use as much as possible. I want to hopefully keep as much of the forest that is here as we can, because, well, it looks amazing, so we kind of don't want to get rid of it too much if we don't have to. So yeah, that is the plan. We have the road coming into the town here, and then the road will also come into the town over here. So two little pathways in. This feels like it should be like a big field, so probably like a big farming field, which means that the farmhouse is probably going to go there. The windmill might be going somewhere in the field, or I mean, yeah, probably somewhere in this field actually. So I'm thinking that the apiary and the beekeeper related things, I might want to build that on here, because there's a nice little corner of the world free where we could have that apiary here, and then we could probably have some bee related things around, you know, maybe add some extra flowers, stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do, and then we can have a little pathway connecting back up to this one, which I kind of feel like this should be the main pathway should actually start here and not there. So maybe the main path also needs to circle around and connect this way. That might make more sense, because this is a bigger path. So probably this path needs to go to the left, connect to this little one, and connect to this little one. Basically connecting all of those. That probably is the way to go to make it make sense. So that's where we are. Hello there. Could also add like a jail, I suppose, using player taxidermy. Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to add a little bit of life at some point. That might also be another good reason to get some people on here, just to steal their body and get them into taxidermy. There we go. Hello there, welcome in. I'm glad you like them. So yeah, we want to make basically a little cabin, a little house here, I think, and then a little working shed, maybe. Nothing too big. I'm very tempted to do like a little Hagrid's hut style build as well, but I feel like that should be deeper in the forest. So for now, we will do a little bit of like a smaller house, I think. Which means we want some foundations. I think I'm actually gonna use a little bit of the stone for the first layer as well. Definitely think we want those pillars again. And then there's definitely gonna be a lot of the wood involved. For sure. Maybe we start like this. We'll see. Let's see how big we want this. I don't think we want this too big, to be honest. So we're gonna keep it relatively modest. I make videos about almost every build I make. At least for this project so far, I've recorded everything. Just editing takes a lot of time as well. And I do all of it myself, and it's not my full-time job, so, you know, takes a little bit. But I've recorded all the... If you're referring to this little village, all the builds are recorded and will be turned into videos so far. Or we're done on the live stream already, so... let's see. So I think we want a little build. I don't think we want to go as big as the houses in the village, if it makes any sense. I feel like these would be... This one particularly would be a little smaller because... yeah, just feel like that makes more sense. Or at least less high. How big is this? 2, 4, 6. That seems reasonable. That could be one. All right, let's count this out. So what we would have is we would basically have these as rooms. Okay, can't continue that pillar for some reason. There we go. Yeah, the Western build is not all on YouTube. It's not all recorded because it just takes too much time to do every single house in a video at some point. Hello there, welcome in, welcome in. So I think we'll have this, and I kind of maybe want to even try an extra layer there, if we can. Maybe. And I guess we might want to have stairs just leading in there. There we go. So I guess that will just be like a little doorway. That will be like the main entrance. And then I don't think we're going to need anything too difficult or too fancy on here. So this is probably just going to be turned into a little build like this. No, as I said, the Western town, not all buildings have been recorded as a video. So they're not there, they won't be there. I will do more Western builds in the future. I do want to do some more Western themed builds on Ragnarok. But that will be a little bit, of course, before that is here. I kind of think I want to move this back a little bit. There we go. And then we'll rebuild the walls. There we are. So yeah, we just want to make like a nice little cozy entrance here. We're making the beekeeper today. Or at least that's what we're starting with, but I've never assumed much more than one build, because with CKF, sometimes it takes longer than you expect. Although I feel like we're starting to get the hang of it. There we go. So yeah, we'll have a nice cozy little entrance. Because now we're outside of the village, right? We're like in the farmland, so feels like we need to have a slightly different vibe to the place. There we go. And since there's like proper apiaries in here, it feels appropriate to do a little dedicated build. This is the settler tier, which is quite nice. So basically well, I guess that would be the lowest tier, but it looks really cool. Okay, I guess yeah, we want this one. There we go. That feels quite nice already. That makes it quite cozy. Then I think what we want to do here is fill this up like that. And then there we go. We'll make it a little bit higher. Yeah, that feels right. Probably no windows here actually, so that you can use it a little bit more as some kind of storage when you come into the build. And some more pillars. Hello there, Ellie. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. And then I think we want settler ceilings. No, that's not the one I want. Yeah, if we're going for this farmland, I think we need to make use of the proper wooden structures a bit more, maybe. There we go. There we go. I guess. Well, we're gonna have to have a little slope in this, because otherwise it doesn't have the middle, but that's fine. Just a very slight slope. I don't want to make this build too high, I think, so this might be just right. There we go. Just like that, and then we'll make the little overhang. And yeah, that's the one we need. There we go. Quite like that as an entrance already. Feels like a little farm site build. We want the settler door. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, some of these structures I haven't even used yet, so it's fun to kind of change it up a little bit. I like that. There we go. So yeah, we want to definitely raise up these pillars as well. So what I want to kind of try and do is, I think I still want to make some of this out of stone. Obviously, we might do some windows, but before we go ahead and do everything, I want to see if it looks nice if we change like the color a bit. I don't know what the right color would be. Maybe I have to change all the regions. That's too long. I kind of want to make it a little bit more white-ish. Oh, that's a subtle change, but don't mind that. Okay, so what happens if it's completely white? Oh, I like that as well. It's just a little bit lighter, but it's still very nice. Like, it's not too bright white, which was worrying. It still has the texture and the dirt, which is good. I think I might want to go for this, because it's a nice contrast with the landscape as well. Okay, well, we'll add this to the hotbar for now. And most importantly, we'll probably want to add some windows, because this is quite a boring wall if we do it like that. So probably we would do it like this. And then we want to have a window. Now, the window we might have to do village, because otherwise I'm afraid it might be very stony and too fancy. So I feel like this could work. Probably like that would actually be quite nice. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, I quite like that. And then again, we probably want to just slightly change these colors. This pillar is not in the right place. Oh yeah. See, some of these seem to have like, some stones seems to like get a little bit more paint, which is quite cool. There we go. Yeah, I think I quite like that. The wall might have to be higher because of the build we did here, which I think probably means we want it this high. Because otherwise, yeah, it's going to be difficult with the roof. So let's do that. Let's add this on the hotbar too. Which I guess just means that we want to fill some of these walls in, and probably just like this. Do I want to follow the roofs? That might be tricky. That might be tricky. I don't know. No, there's probably a way to do it. It's just maybe not the most obvious way. There we go. Just like that. It's got a little bit taller than I might have liked. Can I lower it? Probably could. I think if I lower this section, let me just do half of it and see what it would look like. Because I think we definitely could lower it a little bit. Nope. So like this. Yeah, that might be better. because otherwise it's gonna get quite tall, which is what we tried to avoid for this. I'm gonna have to remove a little layer like this. There we go. There we go. That should all be all right now. Then we fix this. We want to have the small pillars to fill up that part. There we go. And then we're back. Then we're back. We can have this part. And there we go. Awesome. There we go. It's all back. It's all back. I guess we do not want to extend the overhang there because then it's going to be in the front of the window. So this should be fine. And then probably we do want to expand the roof a bit. Let's see. Because the roof would probably start like this. Guess we will have to overlap a little bit. That's the only downside, that it doesn't kind of meet up nicely, but you might not even notice that much. It's not that bad. And then I guess technically we would want to have this in here. There we go. Just tiny little gaps filled in as well. Because I kind of, yeah, that's kind of what you want. There we go. Yeah, that would be the end of the house here, like this. And then I guess we're gonna also have to do this little point here, because otherwise it doesn't fit. I've always wanted to build a medieval base in ASA, but I can never use my brain in building them, and I can't build mad Viking style bases. Oh, you can build mad Viking bases. Yeah, I mean, a mod like this makes building medieval a lot easier as well. Because it kind of has all the good pieces you need, which helps getting them just right for ARK. You mean the shark skin? The shark is from the Summer Bash, but you have to get it in Club ARK, so you can only get it on a server that has a Club ARK link to it. This is Castle Keeps and Forts. It's really, really good. There we go. We'll have a little roof like this. Yeah, I quite like that. It's like a nice little quaint cabin out here. Nothing too fancy or weird. Just nice and cozy. All right, let's get these parts in there. There we go. This side as well. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so probably on this side, we do not want to have any windows, I would say. Or maybe... maybe like this. No, you can still get the shark. You just need to get it on Club ARK by completing the shark game. Yeah, the only downside to these windows is that they look quite churchy. Like they look a little bit fancy for a build like this. So I might have to go for something like this. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, that works. Actually, no, maybe what we do this side is a chimney, a little fireplace. There we go. Wait, I probably already have that. There we go. Do we want to have it in the middle? Yeah, why not? There we go. That's quite nice. Nice little chimney sticking out. Oh. Hello there, sir. Yeah, that's quite nice and cozy, I would say. I definitely think that here on this side we might want to have like maybe a little added pantry to the back. There we go. Just a little extra addition. Maybe a window there. There we go. Actually, no, maybe we'll just use... just a little extra pantry addition, I think, because we have a little bit of extra room for some storage. There we go. I guess maybe that one would have been stone, but it isn't. It isn't. You can add in the beams above it, and then we can do it. Yeah, the CKF fireplace, the customly built chimneys, there's something we definitely just desperately need for ARK as well. Because it's so annoying if you want a fireplace, but you can only have it basically on your attic, because otherwise it won't get through the roof. It's really stupid. It's perfect this way. All right, so yeah, we have a little additional shed here, which I feel like is nice. Adds a little bit of interest here to the back. We'll have these filled in, and I guess we kind of want to have these as well. There we go. And then we can fill in that wall. That's probably not going to be anything too special. And then maybe we do another window on this side to kind of mirror the other one. That feels like it makes sense. Does that fit? There we go. And then we can have another window. There we are. Just like that. How long have I been building an ARK? Pretty much since Ascended launched, I started building. I did a little bit in ASE like years ago, but not very seriously, and not many hours, not as much as I've built now. But yeah, I've been building for quite some time now in this game. There we go. I really like this little cozy front. It's nice because it's a little bit different to the builds that we've been doing for a few of the village buildings. It's a little bit more cozy farmstead, but yeah, I feel like this works. Little storage shed here. I might even do like a little firewood place here at the back, or like the side. It would be really nice if I could snap it not right in the middle. I guess I could. If we just add the different pieces. There we go. Just so that there would be like a little place to store some wood pile, right? And it not get wet, basically. Speaking of, it starts to rain instantly. That is quite the coincidence. There we go. You know, that's a nice little detail. Yeah, the wood pallet. I don't know if I can fit it in. Otherwise, there's other lumber. VS. That might be a little bit big and clunky to get there. I might go for the lumber. I mean, that means it's actual logs and they're a little bit bigger. But I think we'll have to take it. There we go. It kind of already works. Just don't know if we can... Doesn't look like we can stack them on top of each other. That would have been fun. All right. I guess we could add maybe not the full thing, but maybe like 1 or 2 logs. There we go. All right, let's get rid of the rain. Hello there. You called a live stream. Yes, you did. There we go. Yeah, I feel like a little the little wood pile at the side helps. Would be cool if this like was some kind of wood chopping block as an decoration. Guess not really. Maybe we could do... I guess the dwarven thing is the closest. It's like the little stump. It's not really what we want, but I would want the little stump. There we go. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's just a little detail. Yeah, the lumber had a tree stump, but that's way too tall. Like that's too much. I need the tiny one. All right, we also need to still fill in this last wall, and actually we should not forget to paint some of this. Just for the slightly different textures. Do you know how many times your builds have used as inspirations? Or yeah, well, that's good to hear. There we go. Yeah, actually this works quite well. All right, let's do these ones. Thank you, Dave. I'm glad you like them. Yeah, I've been really enjoying them lately, especially the last week. I really got into it and I found my groove with the mod. It does take a little bit of time to really get to know all the different options that are available with the mod and, you know, get them into your brain after building with the normal ARK textures for so long and just working with skins. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really cool. Yeah, but I've been getting used to not using the batch because this is all on the same grid basically, and I did that and then everything painted the same color. So now I've unlearned the batch mode again. It's dangerous. Yeah, I guess this wall... Should this wall have a window? Maybe like a small one to the side. I wouldn't mind too much. There we go. That one above. And there we go. Awesome. That is a little house for the beekeeper. And then of course we have the apiaries, which is quite cool. I guess we want a few of those around the build. Oh wait, we can't have them too close. Oh, interesting. Guess we just want to have a few. We can have some of the normal beehives maybe as well. Actually, before we do all this, I probably should start first just laying down a path. A little bit. Oh, hello, sir. There we go. So yeah, just want a little path so that we can kind of use that as a guideline of what to decorate around. Right. There we go. That looks like a nice little cozy path coming in. So yeah, we have a few of these. Maybe what we want to do is not have them at the same distance. So maybe this one is going to be a little bit closer to the path. So we've got two on this side. And then Maybe what we do is this one is a little bit closer to the path. This one is back here. And then maybe you have another one here. Yeah, that feels like a decent amount. Feels like a decent amount. Your channel is literally the only YouTube channel. Oh, that's good to hear, man. Thanks for the support. Really means a lot. I think we want to have some flowers for the bees. I will have to, if I want to activate them, like the little roof will go up, I need to put a beehive in there, I think. But then we'll also need rare flowers and stuff, so I'll fix that at some point. There we go. I think, no, this is not. Oh, this is maybe, yeah, this is maybe what we want. Do I have fiber? Nope. I do not have fiber. Hello there. Welcome in. Welcome in. We have fiber now. There we go. So these might be nice. I have no clue what these are, but we're gonna bring some of them. And I think we have the normal flowers that we want too. So that's perfect. There we go. Oh, man. Loving the vibes of this place already. Okay, so the one big thing that we have is we could add a little blossom tree here if we wanted to. Oh man, there's actually quite a few different ones. Did not realize. I don't think there was this many last time I used this. I love this. Oh, it is actually dropping the petals as well. That is quite cool. That might mean we need 2 of them. There we go. That's quite nice. Let's see about those flowers. You know, only the best of the best for my bees. Although this might take me a long time to get a decent amount of flowers like this. We'll have a patch of these specific types here. And then we'll see what these other ones are. Maybe around the building itself. Oh, these are very tiny. Yeah, that's gonna take me a long time that way. That's the JVH gardening mod, and then these are from the landscaping one, which is usually a little bit easier to actually get a decent amount of flowers around. Oh, I love these as well, because you can also just have the whole mix of them, which is a little bit easier if you want to create a flower patch in a little bit more quick way. There we go. So yeah, I feel like this is a good patch, because that's mostly just the dirty mud that is there, so we can kind of fill that in with some lovely flowers. I guess we kind of want to create a pathway there as well. There we go. We got my lovely flower field. I think we might do some different kind of flowers here. kind of connecting these up. There's no sketch. No, there's no sketch for this. No sketches. No time to sketch. Too many builds. There we go. We got some flowers around that one. I feel like this field might be a little bit bigger too. And then probably gonna use a few more of these. And then we have these, but these are way too tiny. You won't see them. There we go. That's a little pathway there. So we'll do another little flower bed. Just like this. There we go. Now my bees can't complain anymore. They will have plenty of flowers. Plenty of nice flowers around. And I guess what we could do is with these, you have some nice fences which are a little bit easier to place. Although I could also use these ones. The downside is I would have to place fence foundations everywhere, and that might delete some of the lovely plants. So I think I'll go for this just to save the landscape and some time. Let me see. That's not the best way. There we go. So I guess we kind of want to go back behind this tree. Keep these bushes out of the fenced area. Oh. Please don't destroy my build, Carno. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good fit. There we go. Lovely. Sir, please behave in my little bee patch. There you go. You leave. You leave and don't come back. There we go. All right, let's do a little fence on this side too. Might be a little bit different here because there's some more rocks. So we might just end it at the rock. Because that's a pretty natural barrier there. There we go. The lovely beekeeper apiary is right here. Just a nice cozy little field. Lovely flowers. A little place for firewood. Love that, love that. I feel like... What would we need? Would we have like a little fire? Because they need smoke at some point, right? Maybe just a campfire is enough. Because they would use smoke for calming the bees. So maybe there's like a little fireplace here. And maybe we can have some decoration around it. Always forget what is already in here. Oh, nice little common chair. Wanna sit in front of your house. This bench is pretty cool as well. Maybe if you wanna sit here, enjoy the view of the garden. There we go. I have to get a pyromane in here just to power the fireplace at some point. And I guess we could do a little bit of these as well. Just to have that little bit extra. There we go. Just like that. Little bit of plants growing up these things. There we go. These ones are quite nice, I feel like, from the JVH, to just have little bits of green on your roof. They're a little bit less strong than having actual, like, bushes on top of the roof. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, I think that's enough. Just that little bit of greenery adds a little bit of life, you know. Otherwise it's too perfect, too clean. This is a little bit more realistic, I suppose. Yeah, quite like that. A little cabin out here for a beekeeper, but that works. And then we probably would circle that path around the little woods, bring that up there, connect it back to the village. How long have we been going? Just a little bit over an hour. Question is, what build do we do next that doesn't take too long? Because I think the windmill I want to take a little bit more time for. A whole farmhouse. Maybe we can get that done. We can give it a start at least, I suppose. Plan out where it's supposed to be and get the foundations going. But yeah, I'm happy with this one. This one I like. Just a nice little small one. Nothing too big. But that's enough. Alright, so realistically, this is where my main farm field is going to go. So I think I said this would be a good spot for the farmhouse. Right? Yeah. So I guess that is where it will be. Question is, how big will it be? 4, 6, 7-ish. We'll see. We'll just kind of wing it like that. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's a decent size, I think. Yeah, the wolves have kind of taken over my farm field. They are waiting for the sheep to arrive, I think. They know something's up. All right. Oh, there we go. They're off hunting. There we go. Will you ever continue the Greek harbor town? I uploaded a video about it today, actually. I uploaded it today. And the dino pen finally finished. But yeah, there's a limited amount of time, so I need to need to split it where I can. All right, so that would be a main building. There's gonna be some stables right next to it. I think that makes sense. Maybe part of it could be like a little shed. As in, there we go. So that could be a little shed. That would be the main building. And then here there would be some stables, I feel like. There we go. We might remove some of these as the entrances, I suppose. And then we would have a railing back here. I guess potentially we would want these open because that's easier to park something in there. So I might want to make those fences a little bit higher as dividers. I like how they randomize. I love that feature. That really helps making it a little bit more dynamic of a build. I think we probably want these at least a half one higher still, so that whatever we fit inside can actually fit inside without bumping your head. You can add paintings. Certain mods have it, like the Western Deco mod has some paintings in there. There we go. And then probably this is actually just going to keep the same roof all the way along. There we go. Very nice. There we go, like that. Little arches here. And then here on the side, we probably want to add them as well. And then here, I think we'll go with some windows. There we go. That's the front of the little shed. I think you probably would want a little doorway there. There we go. Perfect. So that's a little shed that we can get into, and then I probably would want some stairs in there too. There we go. Yeah, that's quite nice. So you would have 2 stables here. You've got the little shed building. Do we want to have a side entrance to the shed? No, not really. We have one in the stable area. I feel like that's enough. That's probably what we want. There we go. Just like that. And then we have a farmhouse to build. The stable area was quite quick. That wasn't too difficult. That is fine. Although maybe, actually no. I think what we want to do is add some extra beams in here. We'll do these in here. Yeah, and we'll have these scaffoldings there too. There we go, maybe like this. Just to kind of fill it in a bit more, and then we could actually also continue these. There we go. That looks a lot nicer already. Yeah, it helps. What I usually do for buildings is like just Google concept art and then whatever build you want to try and see if there's any images you like. For this, however, I did do some research for the beekeeper cabin. For this, not so much. But this is just kind of what I envisioned. I at least wanted some like a little outdoor stable here. I feel like a little shed would make sense. You know, a little room for all your storage, shoot your horses. Now, however, we need to figure out the next part of this building, because this is 3, that is 2 too, so it would make it easier if I have pillars there, because then I could have pillars here to kind of balance it all out. And then I guess we need to come up with the main farmhouse. I think I kind of like the idea of the stones that we had on that build that we'll try to match for like the first layer of the build, maybe. So we'll have these. There we go. And then we could have some windows next to that. The question is, can we already have different doors in different doorways? Because I know that didn't used to be a thing. No, it can't yet. I think that's coming in one of the updates. Oh. So for now we'll have that. So a nice little entrance here. You know what we'll do? Maybe we'll have this here. And we'll make a proper little entrance out of it. Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted to do at all. These. And then... there we go. There we go. That's a nice little entrance. That way. I feel like this wall could be pretty simple because we don't really want windows in here. Although we could, I guess, also have a window to look into your stables. Why not? You might want to see your horse. There we go. I feel like that's a good one. Let's see. Wait a minute. We do want to make sure that it all lines up the same way, because otherwise it's not gonna fit in with each other. So that could be a nice place for some windows. I guess there would be some big windows though. Or I guess we could do these. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. And then fill in the top here. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, we could have some beams and pillars around them. There we go. And then it's kind of the question, how high should this building be? Because I kind of feel like it might have to be one higher even. Might be the best way. It's gonna be a little bit of a taller building. But I guess that makes sense with the stables already being there. And if this is a main farm, it can be a little bit bigger. There we go. We'll have a little addition on the side here. And then we can add in some nice arches on the side too. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, I like that. I especially like that this table stops one earlier, because that adds some interest to it instead of being the same length. And then I guess it helps here that the this one goes a little bit further because of the pieces in CKF. I guess the next layer we do probably want to make either out of this or out of wood. Probably keep this theme coming back. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then I think we want some big windows. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that works. Do I do it like this? That could be nice. There we go. So that would be the wall on this side. And then there we go. We can start filling them in. There we go, yeah. There we go. Ever since I've obsessed with building ARK, instinct way more buildings outside. Oh yeah. It's definitely a good thing to take inspiration from anything you see. And that's the easiest way to get cool builds. Just, you know, see what you like out there or in movies or whatever, and try to bring it to ARK. There we go. And I guess we kind of need to figure out what we do on this side. I mean, we might have some sheds behind this. I don't really know for sure. I think what we do is probably we want to mirror this wall. I feel like that makes sense. There we go. We'll definitely mirror the pillars. Yeah, and then maybe what we do is we have a door here in the middle. Just like that. Means we can fill that wall in. This wall's probably also not going to be anything. I guess we might want to add something in there. There we go. We can have some windows. And then we can fill in these sections. There we go. Make all little windows, just as we have on the other side. There we go. So 2 windows and a little door in the middle. If we want to add any kind of work area here, we can easily have access to that. Because I do feel like we probably want something at the back here too. So maybe we do add something. We can't go too big because otherwise the windows can't be there. We don't want that either. There we go. I guess we could have one like that. Or maybe we have a window here. There we go. Come on. There we go. So yeah, we'll have a little build right here. Just so that we can have something to break up the back of the build as well. Add in a little roof. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I love not having to worry about overhangs because you can just add them in so easily. That's really nice. Okay, we need a door. There we go. So yeah, we have our little shed here in the back. Quite like that too. And then we want to make these little quarter ceilings attached to the side too, all the way across. And then we can add in some supports. Once again, we're going to randomly mix them up with the village and the settler tiers. Like maybe some have recently been replaced. There we go. So we'll add a few. Oh. Why? There we go. Awesome. So there we go. That is another wall done. And then we can add in these sections. Perfect. There we go. And the last few things to fill in. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll keep it relatively simple and do the windows on the same spots. There we go. Just like that. Then we'll have the blanco ones to fill in the gaps. Scroll! Hello there! How are you? There we go. Filling all the gaps in. Oh, not these. There we go. I'm good. I'm good. We're just building a little, well, I say little. We're building a little farmhouse. Very little, as you can see. As expected. Oh, it's getting quite late. I need the lights for my build. There we go. And we already built a little beekeeper here. I love this one. This one I really like. A lovely little beekeeper with all the flowers around. And some apiaries. Nice and cozy. But yeah, I'm going full crazy in this medieval vibe. If Ragnarok is not coming, I'll build my own medieval map. And Astraeos is a pretty good option for it. There we go. So now we have the two main walls. We do this, we do that. Can't wait for you to do all the building in our collab. I don't mind doing the building as long as we unlock some cool stuff. But yeah, I'm very excited for Friday. If you don't know, guys, Friday there's a new stream. There's a new series starting, a new game. Well, not a new game. We played this before, but it's been a while. We're going back to Enshrouded. And it might be worth stepping by because, you know, you might be able to get your own Enshrouded copy as well. Alright, well, that's 3 out of 4 walls. We need this wall still. I'm not quite sure what I want to do there. Oh, ARK. ARK, please. Thank you. Please. Please, ARK. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we want to start the roof, potentially. So... I think... the question is... Do I want it to be slightly sloped? I feel like we have to, because all the builds have been slightly sloped so far. But I don't want it to be as sloped as the town builds, I think. So maybe we just do something like this. Although I don't really know if I want that, honestly. I think it might be time for just a plain old normal roof. For a simple farm. That is quite big, but that's fine. Alright, well, let's get rid of the rain. Raining on my parade. Let's see. We want to have a fireplace. So we need to know where that is. I feel like this would be a decent spot. That's not gonna mess with my my window up there. Hopefully. No, that's gonna be fine. There's gonna be a gap though. That is slightly annoying. That might mean... Wait, I thought you could perfectly snap these into builds. Yeah, they should. There we go, but why is it? It's bigger. Have I misremembered it? Although that wouldn't really solve my problem actually, because the gap is behind it. That is interesting. Maybe there's no fireplace down here. I don't know. There we go. And the rest we'll figure out once we have the roof in place. I think that is the most important thing. But now at least we know where roughly the fireplace would be. I've not started my weekend yet, and I still need to get through a Thursday. Still need to survive a whole Thursday. But we're getting there. Let's see. You thought it was Thursday? Well, if only. If only. I hope it's not Thursday, because that means I missed the day at the office. Well, no one called me, so I guess it was fine. Yeah, I think we want a few little additions. Yeah, unfortunately we have to wait a whole extra day before our stream. No, yeah, this is not what we want, I don't think. Or at least, you know, this is where I want something Because that's where I want something. No, I want more details here. The first of them I think I want here. There we go. So we'll continue with the tiny ones. Okay. There we go. Let's figure out this shape first. There we go. There it is. That's a little nice addition, I suppose. And then we could have some windows there. And we could fill in the remaining little gaps. Just like that. There we go. And that's what I would do here. There we go. So that's what I would do, but then this would be this, that. There we go. This is, you're gonna have your own scroll in the game. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's perfect. That means that I can, next to the big dodo temple that I now have, I can build a squirrel build. There we go. We can fill these in. And then I think this one will actually do slightly differently, I think. We'll do something like this, and I think we'll go for, if I remember correctly, what I did last time was something like this, which is quite nice. Especially if we start adding these in. So first of all, we want to make sure we have that little overhang in for these additions, which adds some nice depth. And then here, we're going to add these on top. Oh, the middle is going to be a problem. That is unfortunate, but I do think we can probably figure that out. I guess we would need something in the middle to snap to. Or would this be enough? I don't know. Guess not, but maybe that could get me that in there, and then maybe we could have there we go. And we'll fix that. Hello there. Welcome in. There we go. That's pretty nice. We do need to add the overhangs here as well, because now it's kind of flat. Oh, I kind of forgot that we had a fireplace there. Doesn't quite fit there anymore. So maybe we'll have to rethink where we want a fireplace. Because I do kind of like this vibe. It is quite cozy. And then let's make sure to add in these on the side, because that will probably help a bit. There we go. We'll add in all of these. And I guess we'll have those little guys at the end. There we go. And then I definitely want to have a beam going across this. There we go. And then the top layer here, I want to fill in with settler gables. Hello there. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, we basically want to have these in here. Do I want to add a little window? Maybe not a window necessarily, but like, you know, there's probably going to be a hay attic here. So we probably just want to have this. Yes, this is on Astraeos. Yeah. Yeah, Astraeos is lovely. I love the autumn biome. There we go. I guess we at least want to have this roof here so I can easily make this side too, and we can make that look nice here. There we go. And then we have that part. Yeah, I like that being of wood. Different texture to the build, which might mean... Should I change those textures out? Maybe I should, actually. That might be a good call. Bring the wood to that whole attic layer. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And we have 3 very distinct layers. It's going to be quite funny if I build all these lovely windows and I'm just going to have a bunch of hay at my attic, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, we'll deal with that. We just want to make it pretty. I guess we're still looking for a good place for the fireplace eventually, but maybe we'll just have less. Maybe we'll have a window less or something here. That might make more sense. You've seen my videos. Well, I'm glad you did. There we go. Yeah, that means that we can have an easy fireplace there. And we can have a lovely chimney sticking out of the roof, which we definitely want. I love this system. This is how all chimneys should be. Never again having to struggle. There we go. Okay. That means that we'll not have any window here. Which is good. Could have used the big roofs for that part, I suppose. I guess we could replicate that same kind of window here. There we go. So yeah, we'll have some windows here and here as well. I guess these we also want to kind of replace then. There we go. And we can fill those sections in, and then we probably will just do the same for this section. Oh, we need to look different. There we go. We'll have the little arch. Oh no, we need to have the pillar, and then we can do the arch. That's what we did. There we go. Yeah, and then we could have this little scaffolding piece up there. There we go. That looks nice. And then we just need to add the last details. We can add this one right here. We want to add these. Did I already do it on this side? I did. That's good. Then we can fill in that section too. Perfect. No, that's not the right roof. We need this one. And we'll fill it all in. There we go. That is a roof complete. I still have a whole wall missing, and as well as on this side, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I wanted to ask for some time, is there any way to join you on building journey in ARK or Enshrouded? Not really. Well, the best way would be joining the cluster and participating that way. And then who knows? Sometimes I invite people along. But there's a lot of cool builds on my community server as well. Some of my builds are there. Most maps will at least have like a community center with my build. And then especially the island has most of my island builds on them. And then we have a cool community center on the center. Scorched Earth has... does it have a build? I don't know. A little bit. Not much. Oh yeah, no, it does. It has the saloon. And then Aberration has a community center that I build. On Extinction, we have a pretty cool one. And then on Astraeos, no, my build is removed. My whole city's gone now. So, but yeah, community server is the best way. If you want to see some builds and get involved with the community. There we go. We need a wall for this side, and we need a whole wall for that other side too. But we're getting pretty close, I would say. So we'll fill these in with the basics here. Might as well. You have the Colosseum? Yeah, but I didn't build the Colosseum. I did nothing. I was there. I added a shot. Oh no, I added a carpet. Oh, yeah, I added a rug. My great contribution to the whole Colosseum was a rug. Yeah, I will forever be remembered for that. Hello there, Solo. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm doing good. How about you, man? How have you been? Let's see. Let's get this site nicely sorted as well. I think we'll want some windows here, because that always looks nice. There we go. And then we'll fill in the remaining little gap. There we go. I feel like there needs to be kind of something going on in that section. I don't know. Maybe we'll have like a little roof. You know, I don't exactly know what I want. But yeah, maybe. But yeah, maybe if we just have a little bit of something going on there. To kind of just make that wall less flat. That would be good. There we go. We need a big sign. The name of the farm needs to be there. What's the difference between the paid and the free? Well, it's the same mod. The only thing is that there's basically 3 building tiers. You've got settler, village, and keep. And the 2 first tiers, so settler and village, are free. So that's the wooden tier that looks like this. And this tier, that's free. And then the stone, the keep tier, that is the paid level. That is the difference. But it's well worth it, in my opinion. Especially if you want to build medieval, because there's so much, and there's so much more coming. But yeah, I'm easy to please with buildings. I love it. There we go. Yeah, we can make a little nice addition out of this to kind of make this a little bit less boring. There we go. Yeah, that looks quite nice already. Okay, now we have this side, however. That might be a little bit more difficult, because I do not want any windows too low down here, because I feel like I need just a wall that we could use as a wall. Which, if that makes sense, maybe we'll use some of these like smaller windows. Just like that. Just some air coming in. Yeah, I could also play around with some more beams to make some custom designs in there. Speaking of beams, oh, we already have the beam there. That's perfect. Yeah, and then on this side, I don't really know if we want to have the windows again. Maybe what we actually want is a little addition here to just kind of make it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, all the angles for the beams is incredible. There's so much you can do because of that. There we go. Also, maybe let's let's stop the rain. Oh, I'm in a tree. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Just a little, a small little addition here. And we can still have some nice windows in there. Then we can... There we go. Yeah, it's a bit different. Oh yeah, I saw there's a new direwolf. Yeah, we got direwolves now in actual life. At least we know how to tame them. We're prepared. There we go. Yeah, nice little addition there. Okay, we'll definitely have to do a little bit with decorations and making it overgrown and stuff. But I'm quite happy with that for like just freestyling that build. I think that's going to provide a nice backdrop for our farms. Then the main farm field is going to be here. And I'm probably going to have like the windmill right in here. So it's like between the village and the farm. I think that's going to be nice. And then we have a little... Oh, I'm still so happy with this. This one really looks cozy in this little corner here. Now it feels kind of like separate from everything, but remember there's going to probably be a church on top of this cliff. So then it's going to feel more still part of everything. It's going to be quite cool to see, I think. Yeah, it's going to be quite cool indeed. But yeah, I like that because from this path you'll be able to see the farm in the distance, so it will still feel connected to the village. So you know the farming village will still be a thing, which is quite cool. There we go. Love it. Love it. 2 good new additions. Some bees and a farm. There isn't yet. I think he might be working on some additions like that because I did mention it. There is some ways to get some little crane structures in there. The Western Deco mod is this one, which you can kind of get in there. Yeah, hopefully he will add like a little crane that you can get to snap to the roof or the wall and then get that in there. Because that would be nice to have here. Although I guess I now kind of complicated it here because of adding that building here as well as here. But that doesn't matter. That's fine. Because we also live in an ARK world where we can fly. And have dinos deliver it instead. What we could do is have... like a little platform there, maybe. Let's kind of help with that a little bit. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, I think that probably already works. We could probably add... I think the crane is in this one, is it? It's always forget. There we go, it is. Yeah, the only downside is if I do it in the middle, that it's not the most logical place. But it's the best looking place. Like it makes the most sense from a distance until you see that it blocks the entrance as well. There we go. Yeah, and then we'll have to have some hay here as well, of course, for the horses. We actually need to add a little door here. I had the door here somewhere, right? Pretty sure I did. Just blind. Oh, there we go. Just as I tried to search. There we go. Yeah, I'm quite happy with all this. I think I might do a few little additions, like have these going on. We'll have those over here. Maybe have them here too. Why not? Could be a nice addition. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I like this little farmhouse. I'm very excited because that means very soon we can do the windmill build. We're not going to do that today, but yeah, soon we'll have a nice little windmill, and then we'll have to make a whole field filled with some nice crops as well to really bring this, tie these areas together, have the roads going across. Yeah, but I feel like we're getting there. We have a lovely little farmhouse with some stables. I think this angle is probably the best angle for this build. That looks quite good. And then, oh, we have the direwolf still on the prowl here, but we have a lovely little beekeeper cabin out here with a lovely little flower field, the apiary. Very cozy. I love this entrance. Really like this one. Little log shed to the side. That's actually something we could easily add at the farm as well, having a little extra log shed like this somewhere, a little place to dry some wood. But yeah, like that a lot. Good additions. I could probably have the log thingy here on this side, maybe. Yeah, there's room. There's definitely room. Could we quickly add that, maybe? That's the downside. Might have to switch that to normal wall after all. There we go. Perfect. And then we'll fill in these sections. There we go. Just like that. And then probably we want the bigger arches here at the front. Perfect. Then we can have those to the side. There we go. And then we have, yeah, this side has gotten quite interesting as well, actually, now. And then we can have some of the lumber on the ground around here. There we go. We'll have a few of those. There we go. We'll add a little bit around. I'll definitely need to try and get rid of some of these flowers because they're still everywhere. But yeah, that adds a little nice shed here to the side. I feel like that's a good final addition. Ties these together nicely because it's kind of wider than just the building. I like that. I like that very much. All right, I think that's I'm probably calling it a day there. We got a nice little new farm build. We got a lovely little beekeeper shed with apparently a plague of direwolves and saber-tooth. But the farmlands are getting there. They are getting there. Well, we need to do most of the work, which is actually getting the farm fields in and the roads, but we definitely have a good start here. We'll have a windmill soon, which I'm very excited for. And then, yeah, this is going to be a lovely area. We're actually, we're getting a decent way in with this village build. Now, there's hope that we might have a satisfying village before my holiday and Ragnarok and everything. So that's good. That's good. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's stream. I hope you enjoyed. Nice little builds, new additions. I will keep working on editing the videos for all of the builds that we've done so far in the town. Some of them, of course, weren't on stream, or actually quite a few of them weren't on stream, but I've recorded all of them, so I will be trying to edit those into how to build videos as soon as I can. And then, yeah, we'll continue this project over the next few weeks for sure, because I'm really enjoying this mod and playing around, creating this lovely little world of my own. So yeah, thank you for hanging out today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you around in the next video or stream. And of course, if you're looking for your own ARK server, you can check out the link in the description, and if you use that, you help me a little bit as well. But thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.